afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda, the one, the only, the one that just keeps entertaining you day after day. So we're off here to a 1 vs 1 on Nexus. In the west, it's Mcbain fighting here for the Commonwealth, King and Country. We're rolling out here with the 51st Infantry here with the ever-loathed Advanced Emplacement Regiment versus these. It is Tiramisu. As always, pretending apparently to be Ungreifen, though with a slight detail. Then again, there's been a lot of people recently pretending to be Ungreifen. Not entirely sure what's up with that, but there you are. This is not Ungreifen, this is Tiramisu, from what ladies and intelligence I've been gotten. We got Lightning War, though, we got Jägerraum, and we got Spearhead with triple Panzer building there for Tiramisu, forming up the Panzerlehr Panzerdivision. Versus again, Advanced Emplacements triple infantry there for Mcbain. We got double Pioneers MG42 here for Tiramisu. Pioneers is spotting a section there, grabbing the southern fuel point, other section northwards there. So Mcbain here right away, going through both fuel points to lock them down. Tiramisu hoping to bring up an MG42 to turn the turn around here. And most likely, though, what Tiramisu is going to do is rush straight for the next tier and get out some Panzer Grenadiers. It's a strategy that's catching up with some of our players. The others just still stick to Grenadiers and MG42s and a few other things there. So some right in there goes section of half an MG42 caught though in a bad spot here. Machine gets a presses, nice over there by Tiramisu, using the Pioneers as basic spot since the section couldn't see that far, and then sort of basically trying to start the machine at such a manner that when they, began popping out, they get suppressed. So sneaky little move there by Tiramisu. Second M42 almost done. Double Pioneers, double M42. Seizing that southern fuel point, also quickly wiring off there. Switching on the machine gun to be able to grab the point, but also cover the fuel point here. Nice play. And wiring off a lot there to deny Mcbain most angles they're being able to use the sandbags efficiently. Machine gun moving up here to back up the Pioneers. This is slowly advances northwards there. Other section on watch. Already fast taker there for Mcbain. There'll probably also be some bolted sections down the road. And otherwise, I imagine the game plan here could very well potentially be to go for a fast Bofors. MG40 was the section up north there, quickly routing it for the glory of Das Vaterland. Section there securing the center victory point there, digging in there. Hard work, sweat, and swears, and a bit of tea. Take up there can happen now for Tiramisu. We'll have to see there. We also got a bit of wire up here to make it harder for Mcbain to move out freely. And, yep, got the Bofors down the way. A Swedish anti-aircraft gun. There's actually a few Swedish weapons that saw usage during the war on both sides. The Bofors was probably the most, commonly known one, which I believe was also used by some of the minor Axis forces. But there seemed like an anti-aircraft tank based off it, which saw usage with the Romanians and the Hungarians, which actually looked a lot like an Ostwind. Section standing about here, troops there being spread, got the Pioneers from the north, sappers on up there for Mcbain. Troops there being pinned down to the ground and routed in a shower of bullets and blood. Tech there almost done here for Tiramisu, can go for some fast Panzer Grenadier. There we go. We'll have to see what Mcbain does, where he's going to place that Bofors. Because it's going to be a tricky bit here for Tiramisu to deal with in the early game, particularly because he skipped his infantry company's access to no mortars. But also, even then, usually these types of strategies, whenever I see them nowadays, will usually involve one Bofors and then double mortar emplacement. So going for mortars is going to be a bit tricky there for Tiramisu to work out. Section there sort of moving about there. Northern side seeing action, there we go. Mcbain building the Bofors up there. Quickly laying down the foundation for it. Sappers moving in to assist. Obviously this can sort of block a lot of line of fire, but then again, he could just clear it out using the Sapper's Destroy cover ability, which of course, what most players who do this tend to do, and it's starting to look like he might actually be doing that. Second Panzer Squad they're done on the way here for Tiramisu. And do we get some cover destruction here, or what is it here with Tiramisu? Sappers section hard at work with that Bofors, and there you go, clearing out chunks of the wall there. And the hedges. So there you go, Bofors are ready to tear into some Huns, some Jerrys. Panzer they're spotting it, they'll realise what's going on soon enough, and they will have to get out of there very fast. So at this point I imagine Tiramisu might try and hold this out a bit longer, but in a long-term situation he's going to lose this, because even though the Bofors can't easily reach them, there's going to be mortar emplacements following up, and that's going to make it pretty much just undefensible there for Tiramisu. Machine gun Pioneers in northwards there, that's probably the best move right now, trying to gain the north and maybe make it harder there for Mcbain to dig in as well. So found a Sunday mortar emplacement there to back up the Bofors, which I suppose is a small relief here for Tiramisu. Nothing further going on in the base. Panzer is joining in the counterattack towards the north. Safe standing about. And we got a bit more cover that being cleared out here by Mcbain. Again, basically securing 3 lines of fire, and there we go. Mortar placement up here, so Mcbain is basically sort of beginning for the typical more compact SimCity strategy, which is again happening with some Brits and 1v1s. Not quite so extensive, but again, just one bullforce, double mortar placements is an absolute bastard to deal with in the early mid game, and of course backed up and tanks can be difficult even with the tanks to clear out, so it'd rather require some options there. We got a machine gun bunker up, they obviously help defend the some of the fuel points to save up infantry, but even then with the mortar placement of that bunker's not going to last long, so that bunker sadly might end up being a better waste of resources there for Tiramisu. I mean, the question is he aware of this sort of strategy, because it is somewhat rare. But again, I've seen enough to know exactly where it goes, and I probably would not be building a, well, I definitely would not be building a machine gun bunker to try and counter that. There you go, mortar fire raining down here from the mortar placement. The northern side is made short there by Tiramisu. He's good work there, since Mcbain has basically just tosses all of his forces around here to set it up safely. It does mean he's been considering a lot of map controlling again in the hopes that this investment will pay off towards just securing the south centre area by locking it down again with a buffers and a lot of mortar fire. We up north here pushing in here. Definitely a good play there by Tiramisu, basically trying to avoid any sort of engagements around here. But again, the mortar placements or the machine gun bunker, they basically just ends up being a bit of a waste there. But either way though, I would say he's likely handling this alright. He's using maybe a small sort of delay force in the south here, just trying to buy as much time to just secure more territory up north. But beyond that though, he's clearly not expecting to actually win in the south. He's just looking to buy time and stall and just slow down Mcbain. And I imagine just gain himself as much fuel as possible, because we've already got take up there. So of course I have to see what exactly Tiramisu's plan here is, but it's likely going to involve armor. I mean, a pair of, say, fast Stooks or Austrian, something like that, could maybe fit in this area reasonably well. But again, he's also heading pretty close here to his opponent's base. I'm not entirely sure why, but I mean, it just means he gets as much territory as he can. Again, just ensures as much fuel flowing into his resource vaults. Tag almost done there. Machine dealing with the section there. Again, he's just stalling. He's buying time. And again, he's just trying to avoid any pointless engagements here, because usually against the Brits, as the Wehrmacht, one of your key elements is just knowing when to fight and knowing when to just try and bait them out into a fight you can actually win. And so far, Tiramisu is very much expertly avoiding pointless fights and just hoping he can bait them out into sort of more favourable terrain. By the way, tech up down there, he could go for the support core now. He could also be a bit more on the crazy side and go straight for tier 4, but again, that'd be kind of bananas. Panzers there probably should retreat. They're very low on health. Now following up there for Mcbain and the British Army as they're slowly creeping ahead. No doctoral choice there though for Tiramisu. And we got fuel casualties up there, so again, he's clearly hauling ahead for something. We can certainly see also that Tiramisu or Mcbain's plan to slightly hit a few snags, because again, certainly very potent here around them, but yeah, they can't move. So, and the map thankfully is built in such a manner that you just can't easily lock it down with emplacements. Thankfully, some maps sadly don't quite have that ease of design. Well, I know some people aren't fond of this map. The fact you can't just easily lock it down with a bunch of emplacements makes at least slightly favorable in my opinion. And before to the beginning of the advancing section, got a wipe up north. That's pretty good there for Tiramisu. Mcbain they need to be more mindful of things. Sniper joining in there. He will likely have to abandon the southern position soon, opening it up to Mcbain. Still, I would say he's been able to just gain a lot of fuel fast. He's getting 42 fuel per minute versus Mcbain's 16. So, I mean, in that regard, he's been doing pretty well. And he's going straight for D4, and we got the second mortar plate up from Mcbain. I would say it's a bit on the later side. Meanwhile, though, Tiramisu is just racing ahead there. So he's clearly going to be building a heavy panzer core and get out some heavy armor from it. In that regard, having access to as much fuel as possible, obviously, is going to help a bunch. In this regard, Mcbain hitting the cuff on there is a very good move. So now it's down to 35 versus 16, but still he's getting more than twice as much fuel per minute here than Mcbain. And again, he's clearly got something big planned. In this regard, he's got a decent read here on Mcbain's strategy, which of course is nice. Even if, again, that machine gun bunker seems a bit questionable. But beyond that, I would say he's handling this very well. I mean, usually my suggestion as always would be just to avoid it and instead hit the base. And it could very well be that's exactly what Tiramisu's planning, is actually just launch an assault through here, clear out the machine gun bunkers, then go nuts inside the base, at which point, you know, Sturmpanzer Panther here could be very useful. Modify there, they're threatening here Tiramisu's northern front line, which of course is still going to be reasonably accessible within the mortars. particularly with their barrage, which does increase their range a bit further and make it harder here for Tiramisu to possibly establish a defensive line and actually control the fuel point. But yeah, and again, he's clearly lining up here. He's got a dagger aimed at the throat of Mcbain. 6-point gun for Mcbain. He's clearly also starting to expect something's coming, but he probably can't quite put his finger on it because, I mean, most players, again, usually these situations just try and grind down the British player. They would not, you know, actively seek to just hold as much map as possible and just slowly avoid otherwise fighting the British around their emplacements. 2 players reversed by the MG42. Machine gun backup? Is there something else here being planned by Tiramisu? Up far up north there. He's also got a lot of munitions. Command bunker. Alright, he's definitely planning a base assault. In fact, he's planning a series of extended base assaults there. If he's planning a command bunker. I mean, this is just getting a lot more interesting because, again, usually just rarely get to see these kinds of strategies. Samples wiped out there. Again, Mcbain, though, perhaps getting a bit overconfident due to, again, the sort of usual sort of hubris that comes along with a SimCity. He could go for the Panzer, but that didn't really help him. Sniper almost dead, but the Panzer was almost close to being wiped out, which of course would be quite a blow there to Tiramisu. Yeah, command bunker functional there for Tiramisu and the Panzerdivision. Very rare you get to see them at that all as well, so I mean this is getting very interesting for a match. Still, Mcbain now has most of the map compared to Tiramisu, though Tiramisu is still holding up with fuel thanks to that investment in double fuel cache. Oh, one wasn't finished. Tiramisu and losing the machine gun, that's also pretty bad there, but he needs to finish that. I mean, that's just manpower doing nothing then, and of course him not getting more fuel. Sniper there with 6 kills, probably should get that one healed up. Panzerschreck's up. But he needs to finish that fuel cache. Sturmpanzer. So, if he's playing Panzers and Sturmpanzers, he's looking to just do a lot of damage fast. And we got the company command post up there from Mcbain. But yeah, I don't think he's realised he forgot to finish the fuel cache, which is unfortunate. Not grabbing the machine gun there. More Panzerschrecks up. So again, he's ready for armor. And again, leaving the Sturmpanzer to deal with all the infantry and such. And a second bunker up here. Is this a machine gun bunker? It might actually be a medic bunker to that way, then it's also provide healing again, forming up essentially a forward base for Tiramisu for the simple purpose of just fighting onwards. I mean, they can't produce new units, obviously, because you reinforce and all that. Sturmpanzer out here for Tiramisu. So yeah, as Mcbain again is clearly expecting it to be assaulted around here. Tiramisu is basically going 9. And he's just getting ready to just hit him hard where he's clearly not expecting it. And again, that's sort of the thing about more SimCities. Again, they just tend to draw a lot of attention to this. Most places expect to attack. Then again, they also tend to, like, on a good, well, or at least decent design map, again, open up for the base to be assaulted. Of course, British base is an absolute bastard to deal with, sadly. You know, at least he's making the effort. So I mean, 2 thumbs up there to Tiramisu for showing something which again we so rarely get to see. Machine gun there hanging back there in the command bunker, essentially, you know, forming up a strong point. These are clearly expecting a counterattack, but he also clearly does not want to go away. But there you go. Assault commences. Clearing out the bunkers there with the Sturmpanzer and Tiramisu there. It's beginning to hold some stuff there, but he doesn't clearly expect this to be the main push. MG42 on the way there for Tiramisu and the Panzerdivision. Cromwell almost done there for Mcbain and the 51st Infantry. Down it goes, and there you go. Panzerdivision moving ahead. Cromwell moving in there. It's going to take some hits there from the Panzerschrecks, and again, that's a lot of Panzerschrecks. That's a lot of damage. Machine gun bunker there taking hits as well. Anti-tanker nearby as well. It's going to have to clear that one first. But they can't shoot past the company command post. That's something there. We got a bunker at the very edge of Mcbain's base. Tiramisu is building a bunker. I suspect this might be a machine gun bunker, though I guess it could be a command bunker more. Either way, though, you rarely... I just don't think I've ever seen this before. This isn't just rare, this is unique. He's building bunkers at the edge of his opponent's base. Command bunker again there. He's basically laying siege. One cancel there. Building a support core back in his base as well. Being hit here. The one cash down. The other one I think cancelled. Almost got the company command post there, preventing Mcbain from getting up any more armor. For now. That also leaves 2 trucks to go, but they can take a lot of damage, these base buildings. I always kind of regret that, really, just, you know, back in the very early days, you know, after KVH turned out could just, you know, burn a base down in a matter of seconds, you know, went too hard on the other end of the spectrum, just made base racing tactics and strategies a lot damn harder than anything else, particularly in the SimCities here about. But anyways, close quarters artillery fire there at him as well. He's almost got the platoon command post as well, leaving only the field headquarters. Sniper there, gaining veterancy. So yeah, if he can somehow deliver enough damage to the field headquarters, Tiramisu wins right now. Mortar fire raining down there, sniper there, dodging, panzer strikes and assault rifle fire, machine gun there, pinned down by the other machine gun. Sturmpunk there dealing with flanking infantry, Cromwell there being fixed up. I imagine he's just charging in there now. Partly because I imagine here the Tiramisu's punch is being pushed back there. He's pulling the back for reinforcement, but he'll have to retreat soon. More troops arriving here. We got sappers being hauled in here by him. Machine gun being flanked by the arriving sappers. I've only that been a machine gun bug. He actually could prevent them from reinforcing. And he's going to lose another machine gun here to his opponent. I think he might have lost another one somewhere, but oh well. Stuke arriving here for Tiramisu and the Panzerlehr Panzerdivision. Mcbain's base looks rather haggard. He's pulling back here to his forward base. Second command bunker down. Stuke striking through in the south here as Tiramisu leads for the glory of Deutschland. They're a bit on its own there. Sneaking up there. Using the Stuke's superiority to try and take out the emplacements. Sneaky but effective in the base at this point. Now this has just turned into diversion to allow him to then with just one Stuke clear out the emplacements. My god. That is a very interesting play here from Tiramisu. Very interesting play. Got the sniper with the Sturmpanzer. Damn. Stuke here almost got the mortar emplacement. And again, because Mcbain is utterly occupied, he's not even bracing them. He's probably not even realizing. He's just focused now on the fact that Tiramisu's got a dagger aimed there at his throat. So he's not realizing, and he's just now punching him in the gut with another dagger. Crom there going for the Sturmpanzer, going up with the Stuke here trying to support. Oh, lost the Sturmpanzer. Panzer's moving in there. Fort post here. I think it's going to go down. He has to abandon it. Stuke there gets the Cromwell. Absolute madness. Command bunker's down. Medic bunker's all that remains there. Stuke. What will he do? He'll support the Panzer as the Pioneers out of north. He could do with more infantry. I mean, Tiramisu's taking some heavy casualties from doing this. But at the same time, he has disrupted Mcbain's plan. But, I mean, Mcbain really didn't lose as much there. So, I mean, Tiramisu's got a lot of work to do. Though he should go for more Panzer grenadiers without moments of hesitation. And probably got more armor. There you go. Bolfos here was the Stuke. Got a bit too close there. The most of the shots are bouncing off the Stuke's arm. We got more Panzers there on the way for Tiramisu and the Panzerlehr Panzerdivision. Medic bunker there destroying attention. I don't think Mcbain's quite realised what's happening still around the centre. He is still unawares. There we go. Final of the siege bunkers are down. More Panzers on the way there for Tiramisu. Stuke falling a bit back there. He had to remember to brace it. Seems like Mcbain might finally realising there's more to this than just, you know, the attack on his base. Medic bunker going up there into Tiramisu's base. More Stukes, more Sturmgeschütz. When the going gets tough, the toughs send in the Stukes. Grabbing the point here, reconnecting his munitions. Stuke getting ready to attack from another angle. Mcbain moving in forces here to assess the damage. Yeah, this fight is something else. Stug moving ahead. He's going to attack from the south now. Second Stug almost done there for Tiramisu. There you go. A few hits there. Stug getting matches you want. 6-point gun trying to shoot him, but can't hit through the brick walls easily and can't hit him. It's the either. Stug almost missed it. Pioneers Panzer flying in through the south to hit the fuel point there. For some reason, trying to deal with a mortar placement now. Fuel point there being seized. Panzer moving up. He's going to try and use the house here to fight the force with it. Oh, it's braced, of course. We can now move into the pantry to do more damage that way. If they can hit, obviously. Second Stug arriving here. Almost got it. There you go. The Panzerjäger's finished off there with a rocket. That leaves only the mortar emplacement. And with this, Tiramisu has managed to disassemble Mcbain's SimCity better than EA could ever dismantle the SimCity franchise. There we go. Mortar emplacement down there. Brutally beautiful play there by Tiramisu. All of a sudden, the tables have turned. Mcbain still has a reasonable force, but he's just lost a lot of stuff there. Whereas Tiramisu is now ascending once more that the mortar emplacement is gone, and that's the linchpin of Mcbain's entire strategy. In fact, the very anchor, the very core, soul of his strategy is gone, destroyed, annihilated. Adding paintline machines to the Stug to deal with infantry, very good decision there. More panthers on the way there. Mcbain going for another crumble here. But I'll definitely describe this as a one-of-a-kind match. Machine gun there halfway down the Stug. Up here, Stug dealing with the machine gun there. Grabbing the northern victory point, we're going to 36 versus 424. Mcbain's going to need a lot more crumbles, so he's going to have to invest in something bigger. So there you go, double Stugs there with machine guns again, hitting the machine gun crew, tearing into them with their machine guns. Quick getting kills there, fun facts. Some Stugs 3s, in particular the later model versions of them, would actually have coaxial machine guns as well, besides the one on top there. And they technically had 2 machine guns each. So a little fun note there about Stugs. There we go, another crumble out there from Mcbain, going for another one. He is suddenly just holding a lot of armor. He's also adding a lot of Piats, plus Bren guns to help deal with Tiramisu's resurgence here. And same living pursuit, we got the Vickers machine gun. That's MG4 tractor set up, backed up here by the infantry section of Bren guns. Panzer gunners there being forced back. Grabbing the point here, and he's going for it again. He's going for another base attack. But he might be setting himself up for deep flank. He's got some infantry screening in this flank here, the south flank, but he could still go poorly. All the way though, he's committed. He's going for the base with double Stugs. But he's going to have to establish a southern sort of frontier that can actually cover the Stugs here, because all this just getting everything destroyed. He's moving in Panzerjäger's Panzers to do that job exactly. Machine gun there being shredded by the Stugs machine guns. No mercy. Back here, nothing further happening. Got a weapon crew there. Machine gun almost, I guess, was something else. And taking actually Crom there, flanking the Stugs now. Need to get some support up there. Need to pull back the Stugs. Don't throw them away, Tiramisu. He's lost the Stug. Scheiße. At the same time, the Crom are taking there, but still we got a lot of Panzer going to deal with Panzerjäger. Stug there, getting some hits off on the Crom as well. There you go, lots of damage. Panzerjäger squad there being crushed by the Cromwell. Oh, Scheiße. Tears me there. Tiramisu could have handled this a bit better. He might get one of the Cromwells, but he's going to lose both Stugs in the process, which is quite harsh there. And there you go, Cromwell kaput. But both Stugs have been lost tragically in service of the fatherland. Panzerjäger's almost taken out here by the Cromwell. 6 kills. Back here, nothing further going on there for Tiramisu. We'll have to see what goes for next. Panthers, maybe? More Stugs? I mean, at this point, everything's on the table. Panzer, they're catching the section in a pretty bad spot. Advancing there for the glory of Das Vaterland. Sturmgewehrs raking those bloody Inselaffen. Righteous fire, there you go. Mcbain, they're there, ready to bait them into a machine gun there. Posing them down with their own weaponry, the cheeky bastard. And now we got it. Like the mechanized company here. That's like, I mean, packs. which means he's not going to go for more Stoogs. I think, tragically, might be a Panther instead. He's going to use the packs up stall for. It could be another Sturmpanzer. Machine up in the Panthers there. Other squad they're flanking in here might just be able to get close enough to pop a grenade. Also worth noting, no doctrine choice there. I mean, at this point, it's either Spear or Lightning Wall. I mean, it could be an utterly insane and go for an Elephant Tank store, but I guess there's also another option, which is actually planning for a Tiger Tank now. A lot of Panther rigs there on the Cromwell. Also, only one of the Panthers there managed to pick up a Bren gun. Mcbain could do with more infantry, but then again, Mcbain could do with a lot more everything. Still, he's got a larger force in some ways in terms of population cap, at least, than Tiramisu, but Tiramisu is certainly handling his very viciously efficiently. 328 versus 405. Pack 40 halfway down there for Tiramisu. There we go, Lightning War. So this is likely a Tiger stall here now at this point. Well, stall and stall, and also likely Stuart close heads, what can of course prove helpful there as well in certain armoured engagements versus Mcbain. Punch for the section. Up north here we got Punch versus the Sappers here with a Piet to stand no chance. We got the MD42 backing up there, which should give him a small chance unless he just immediately retreats here. There he goes, suppressed, a bit too slow, late there. Here Panchek's being suppressed by another machine gun there. In fact, he's got 2 MD42s and Tiramisu has none. Panzer is moving up with the Panchek and the Bren gun. More Pioneers Panzers arriving here. Troops then suppressed in the south. Going to try and flank that MD42 getting ready to need 2. Cromwell nearby ready to support here. He's some time off from another one. Has he actually... I'm not entirely sure what he's planning here though. He's gone though for hammer tactics. So I wonder what's up with that though. Maybe he's planning comets? Or is there something else going on here with Mcbain we're not aware of? Up north here. Panzers there versus the machine gun section there. We're roughly a minute and a half away from a Tiger Tank here for Tiramisu. There's Mcbain again. It's a bit unclear what he's planning for. Except of course just killing as many Germans as possible. Cromwell there down to half health. Panzer there catching and destroying one of... Well, Mcbain's only anti-tank and actually not one of them. It is the only one. Leaving just now with Piets and other stuff. He got actually called in here. Probably to ensure he can't easily nab it and run away with it. And utterly destroying it. Though I'm not entirely sure what called in the artillery there. That was not the typical British artillery strike anyways, so no idea what happened there. Troops there taking casualties. Sent on the way from Mcbain to help deal with infantry. Tiger Tank almost ready to be called in here by Tiramisu. And almost got the machine gun there.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
Mcbain is swallowing up more infantry, but still they're struggling here with the sheer number of panzer guns that this Tiramisu's got about on the battlefield and the way he's using them. And the fact that Mcbain is struggling to establish any sort of cohesive front line. Centaur though is halfway done, but the Tiger Tank is moments away from arriving in the battlefield. Chrome being fixed up, Centaur almost done, and versus the Tiger Tank. The Centaur obviously is going to find himself struggling just a tad. But there you go, Tiger Tank now out here for Tiramisu for the German army, the Panzerlehr Panzerdivision. Centaur almost done there. Panzer's then getting back to 2, trying to get closer, but it's caught by the MD42. So Mcbain is going to need a lot of anti-tank weapons, I think, have a chance of slowing down the Tiger Tank's vision is avoid just getting snowballed from it right away. Section there immediately just taking massive casualties from the Tiger Tank and damage. Almost got a full wipe there, in fact. Cromwelling up here, pushing back Panzer Grenadiers. We got 318 versus 375. Pack with the Tiger Tank with support moving in. There we go, directly in the Cromwell. So far, although he does not seem to be particularly intimidating. There you go. Tiramisu calling in anti-tank support from the air, forcing Mcbain to have to fall back, in particular since the Centaur can't easily just shoot at them. Almost got the Cromwell there. Centaur is not pulling back fast enough. He's going to lose it here. There seems to be some pathing issues there for Mcbain. Oh, the Pack 40 got wiped out. Well, the crew at least did. That's actually quite helpful there. Panzer moving in to block, though grabbing it. Sappers almost annihilated there. Quite brutal stuff there from Mcbain. Piet dropped. And MD4 2 that prevents Tiramisu from grabbing the Piet and running off with it. Target tank falling back up north. They got another MD4 2, but that's in a very precarious position. The house could collapse with any hits, and there you go. Pillar went down instead here from a direct hit from the Tiger tank's 88mm gun. Seizing the southern victory point as well. We got 18 versus 59. Lots of armor and dining repairs here for Tiramisu. He's probably going to need some Fireflies and anti-tank guns. And I imagine Tiramisu might be following up with more armor here for the Tiger tank as soon as possible. Though whenever that is, since he's a bit short on fuel here in some ways. But not too much either. Seizing the northern fuel point, the victory point. Down the western mission point there, and we got repairs going on here. Panzer going to be reinforcing. Seizing the northern victory point. Centaur the next target here for repairs for Mcbain and the 51st Infantry. Tiger tank setting out. Clearing up the lines of fire there to make it harder for Mcbain to sneak up, I imagine. There you go, section straight to line of fire of the Tiger tank. A warning shot there, it seems. More machine guns there for Tiramisu. Is he planning another base assault?
Our capture point. They're trying to take it.
I certainly wouldn't mind that, though I imagine Mcbain might have slightly different opinions. And there you go, now he's going for a raid on Tiramisu's base. He's decided he can do that as well. Even it's not going to be nearly as effective because, you know, it's a bit late on. He's taking a lot of damage in the process. But, you know, he wants to do it as well. He wants to, like, tell Tiramisu to stuff it when the sun doesn't shine. He's not talking about Finland.
A capture point is being overrun.
Got a machine gun bunker. There's still another machine gun bunker he has to deal with, but you know, he's still doing it. He's still attacking Tiramisu's base. Tiger tank shoots, misses. Pack 40 then Linus finally needs to go for the center tank head on into the Pack 40. He's looking to murder the Pioneers there. Gets Cromwell in from the south, but he's going to need one to tank pop as the Tiger tank, and he needs to somehow deal with the Pack 40 as well there. More infantry moving up, machine gun being held as well there. PFI there on the Tiger tank. Cromwell there pushing away in infantry, in fact looking to get a wipe. Then the Panzer gun is the retreat, not a bad move there by Mcbain. 315 versus 330. Moving up with the Patrick there. Pioneers could find themselves wiped if they're not careful. Pan's going to escort survives. He could try and pursue into the base and wipe them out with the Cromwell, or you know, he might move the Cromwell. So section needs to retreat now. And we got Tilly called in here as well again. Cromwell moving in here. Sappers out. Oh, machine gun wiped out there. Quite a loss. Now we got the Panzers, or at least the Panzers with the Panzer moving in there. So what will Mcbain go for next after just being called in a bunch of sappers again? And well, not really a big discount, just time saving, I guess. Is more the ideal here. Destroying the weapons there. Tiger tank at half health. Well, he can soon go for a Firefly. He's got the fuel, he just needs the manpower. But he needs to get rid of that Pack 40. And Tiramisu probably should consider bringing up other Stooks or Panthers to back up the Tiger tank here, since he does leave himself slightly exposed there. Cromwell straight to the Panzer under these here, the Panzerjägers. Big Saber assault here on Tiramisu's position here by the victory point. Pack 4 landing hits in the center, already taking some nasty damage. Sab's being wiped out. Crom there going for flank of the Tiger tank. First shot bounces off the front of the Tiger. Sab is charging through the Pantomime, being shredded here. There you go. Tiramisu obviously calls in and tank support from above. Sappers are being slaughtered like sheep. Cattle. Cromwell down, and with this, Mcbain has lost most of his forces. Centaur down. And at this point, it's GG. Basically, Mcbain has either just walked away, he's just potentially just directly wasting his opponent's time. Otherwise, he's not going to do anything. Basically, what's going to happen next is Tiramisu is going to attack the base, and he's going to write noob in Bart Wine's heart at the base, at which point, once he finished that, Mcbain drops. But anyway, it's no real action here, basically. At this point, Tiramisu has definitely won. So, I mean, bit of a rare fight again, just showing a British SimCity on a 1 vs 1 map, but also just how to play around it, and just some otherwise dynamic, interesting action, which you rarely get to see. As you know, they play around each other's strategies, though I would say Tiramisu in this regard definitely had better initiative and planning there compared to Mcbain, who struggled a bit to catch up with Tiramisu's move. And I think also struggled to react to it properly, and also at times just clearly got frustrated, just bashed his head into a wall there against Tiramisu, which of course Tiramisu was more than happy to assist with, just, you know, grabbing it by the scruff of the neck and just, you know, applying a bit of extra force as Mcbain's head was bashed into the wall. So, I hope you enjoyed this match. A bit, again, of a rare sight. Had some definitely unique action with, again, the first time I think I've ever seen anyone build a machine gun bunkers right at the edge of the opponent's base. Like, I can't recall that ever happening. I mean, this match certainly had a lot of unique things going on for it. So I really hope you enjoyed it as much as I did casting it. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed it. Overall, if you did subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell friends, tell family, but don't tell your enemies. And if you like what I do, you can donate or pledge on Patreon. Remember, every dollar allows me to keep doing this, you know, day after day, so do please support. This is Imperial Links in Cheers. Thank you for watching. You're all a wonderful audience. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.